G'day everybody, Vaping Preacher here, back with another review. This one is on the Violator RTA by QP Designs. I know it's been a long minute since I've done a review in this sort of format here. I apologise, we've just been really swamped with this sort of shit back in Christmas time and, you know, all those things. And poor little Rach has been she's been sick, so it's been a while since I've done a review, and hopefully I remember how to do this. So this wasn't sent to me, clearly. This is a limited edition, so they claim. I want to apologise for the way I've shot this. It's just a bit more you know, a bit more laid back, I guess. The camera quality down below is not amazing, but it's a review nonetheless, and well, I had to do another one eventually, didn't I? So, QP, the Violator. So here is the packaging for the Violator RTA limited edition. Not entirely sure how limited they're going to be, but that's nice. Look at that. Got our card. 1762. Okay, so there's almost 2,000 already there. How limited is limited if you've got 5,000 or 6,000 of them? Is that really limited edition? That's fucking 2,000 there almost. Okay. User manual, not going to need that. This fell out in the packaging. I'm assuming this came with it as well. You usually get a little QP sticker. Open this up. I like how they've got that on there. Try and pull this up. I was very happy. I'm also going to show this off. This is where I bought it here in Australia. It was the only place at the time that had the Violator in Australia, and it was the only place that had a black one. So look at that, she's beautiful. We'll get to that in a second. Got an extra drip tip. I'm not going to get that out with that. Grab a little coiling tool. Jesus, preach, get her out. That's a big beefy, not too different to the clear ones that come in it. It's probably actually identical, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, not bad. Classic style drip tip there. A little bit different to the fatality ones, and do I have that sitting around here? I don't. Not right in front of me. Here they are. Well, they're a bit flatter. That's the one. Little pouches. See, that's new. I like that. You get a little tool there. I'm guessing you're going to need that in order to pull apart the tank. There goes a bunch of inserts. Tip all those out, shall we? There's another bag in there too. God, they've got a bit in there. These are all your little inserts. There is a bunch of those. Let's see if I can zoom in on those. There are all your different airflow inserts. I don't know which one comes installed. I like the look of that one. Or even that one there. Interesting. And you do get another, what is it, bubble glass. Always love a good bubble glass. Another little cock ring. Rachel's laughing at me because I said cock ring. All your little spareys. I'm not going to pull those out, that'll be dumb. Alright, I'll probably put the bubble in, so let's take a look at this, shall we? Move these inserts out of the way, not too far because we're probably going to need them. Alrighty. 28 millimeters. Now, this immediately is going to be rivaling, I'd say, this right here, this bad boy, that trilogy. I'd say that's what QP are trying to go for here. I want something that's going to take over the trilogy. I hope so. I'm a big fan of that trilogy, but something I'm a bigger fan of than some even more was this bad boy. This, I never put the review out for this, and I will eventually get around to talking about it. But if anyone watches me on anywhere on Facebook, you'll know that this is all I use. I really do. This is my #1 go-to ever since the day of purchase. Yeah, but we're not here to talk about that. So they've basically gone 28, just like that. I believe they've gone for the fatality style deck though. I do have one of those, but she's filled with juice, no, somewhat filled with juice. You got the little TPD compliant gasket, or whatever you want to friggin' call that, plastic piece. And there you go. Yeah, very similar to the fatality. Nicely done. I'm not going to focus too well. It's the light. Not too bad on the machining marks. They're not too bad. There's a couple there. It's alright. Could be cleaned up a bit nicer, but it all looks good. Look at that airflow. That is beautiful. I think right off the bat, there's no insert in there. I'd say I want to try one in there. Obviously, I'm gonna end up probably putting something crazy in there. No insert, and you could probably just run her just like that and get, you know, everything. But I think I like the look of this one. It sort of matches the airflow on the sides, and I'm sure, you know, everyone's gonna try different sort of builds, different ones, and you'll let me know. I want to see how difficult these are to get in, because apparently they are not easy. And by God, you're right, they're not. Okay, they might slide in this side. They don't pop in, they slide in one side. Just there we go. Watch what you're doing, preach. Right, there we go. So this side's got a little cutout. And you can actually slide it. Yeah, it didn't go in very nicely though. There we go. Alright, so a bit stiff, but I suppose you don't really want it moving around and shit on you, do you? There we go. That's what she looks like with that one installed. I like the look of that. I reckon that's going to give it a nice, or even this one here, if I wanted to restrict it a bit more, this would be very nice too, I think. Love the finish. See how hard this is to sort of, nice tolerance on that. Fully closed. She starts opening right there. That is a fuck ton of airflow. All under coil action. Let's pull this off, shall we? I'm gonna guess that this is opposite way. Of course it is. So, you know, get that bastard out. Get out. Don't want to lose no O-rings here. I'm really bad for that. Alright. That one's still on there. Yeah. Take this bubble. I think it's just going to look a bit nicer with the bubble tank. It is a big bloody tank, so why not put the bubble on there, eh? Look at that, I already got some funky monkeys on the inside of my tank. You can see that, can't you? Look at that. Yeah. I was going to vape you. I feel like I should clean it. You should always clean everything from China before you vape on it. I don't even know if that was picking that up, but there was definitely something sitting up in there. It's gone now. The threading is beautiful. Love the little... nothing over the top, you know, no QP craziness on the sides, which was on the jug and everything else, which I don't mind, but I really fucking hated that the cage covered it. This, much sleeker, much more nice. Much more nice, much more speak good. English, Jack. Alright. Let's throw a build in there, shall we? See what coils we got. We're going to be going with a set of Tim's coils today. The Dementors. Been using a few sets of these. These are grouse coils. Just be mindful. The ohm is very, very low, especially depending how you cut your legs. They also can get quite a bit lower, but these are gorgeous coils. Absolutely gorgeous. And they perform incredibly too. I believe they're all NI80, says so on the back. There we go. N90, not N80. Some form of bloody... I think the other ones... no, they're all N90. Alright, so we're going to throw these buggers in. I don't think they're going to be too hard. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't have to chop them too low. Let's see how we go. Quick look at how those coils turned out. See how they're sitting in there. I believe they'll probably cut them around 5.5 millimeters roughly. And they look good. Alright, it's all built. We're going to be using some berry bubble butt because it's a flavour that I know probably better than almost any other flavour out there, so I can judge this pretty fairly. Shit. How's that for a build? Remember this man here. Crazy coils. Great stuff. Must say the juice wells, the cotton wells, beautiful, big, beefy, easy to tuck into, and the screws were buttery, just as every other QP product is. Now I should have done the shorting test, but I didn't. I did cut pretty low, I thought. So let's just pray and hope. Yeah, it's not on nothing fancy at the moment, guys. It's just sitting on a drag. And yes, you are seeing that build correct. We might see what she ohms it at on a different mod, shall we? Let's try her on an Aegis. Because that's bloody low, isn't it? Reading a 0.7. Well, that's what the rest of the Dementors came in at, and they haven't blown me up yet, so I think we'll be alright on a fresh 21700. Just don't recommend this sort of build to anybody, especially if you're new to mechs. Fucking hell, don't kill yourself. Probably better suited to a parallel style mech. I am going to run this, however. I wanted to try and run it anyway on the Keen. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't look that bad. Doesn't match as much as I thought it would. Anyway, guys, that's the Violator by QP Designs. Let's go up top and we'll talk about it a bit more. Alright, back on top. Violator. I've got it on top of the Keen. And I've got some very, very, very low ohm Dementors in there by Tim's Coils. These are incredible. This tank is no different to any other QP tank that I've had yet. It's right up there. This is I've had no leaking. I've got the juice flow control, which by the way I forgot to mention down there, just like the Fatality had, but instead of having the 2 slots, we've got a big honeycomb at the bottom. So yeah, way more so than this. Way more so. I'd say it's still, at least with the insert I put in, it's still way more restrictive of a hit of a vape than the Fatality. You get nowhere near as much air as the Fatality, I don't think. But fuck me if that is an incredible flavour. Appearance, aesthetically, look, she's a big tank. She looks big too. I felt the bubble was necessary because it's already big. Let's just, you know, it's kind of like the isolation tank was also a very, very big one. An issue I had with the M25 is it used to leak. The juice flow control wasn't perfect, but I don't hold that against QP because it was second hand. Now this, I've wicked rather lightly. I've got it wide open. And I've got no seepage at the bottom here, nothing coming out, and there's a lot of airflow. I'm running it wide open, but then with a build like this, you kind of need that air. Violator is not wrong. I feel like they've just taken the best of the tanks, the RTAs that they've done so far, and they've smashed them together. That's pretty much what this is. If you've had the Juggernauts and the M25s and stuff, if you've owned those tanks, this is definitely something in your wheelhouse, something that you're going to enjoy. They're just smashing all their stuff together. Bit of a new look, something a little bit different. I like that there's no big QP logo on it. That's different to me. Just immediately I was waiting for that side there to have a big QP in the middle, but nothing. It's quite clean and just Violator. I like that. It'll pair well with, well, not much else, as you can tell, because I've taken my trilogy off the Keen, but I don't have a lot that would hold a 28, except for my favourite Reg, which is a single cell. It's not going to run a build like this too well. It performs very well. It's guzzling the juice. The flavour's right there with the trilogy. Easy. More. A little bit more. And more airflow, I think. Nah. Just smoother. You might get a little bit more off the trilogy. But this is smoother. Beautiful vape. All the tolerances and threads and everything on everything are fucking perfect. The O-rings didn't come apart with the glass, so they didn't. The little flathead screws, which I always hate because they're so fucking tiny, they're recessed in nicely. They're easy to get to. Yeah, there's a lot of room for your legs to sort of sit in there too. If you don't snip them right, you sort of got some play there. You can even take those inserts out. You don't like those inserts. I'm going to run this a bunch of different ways, mainly because I'm an aesthetic sort of guy, and for me it doesn't look all too pretty on the keen here. I mean, it works, but it doesn't look that great. I want to see what it would run with, like a 0.5 or even like a single coil in there. I'll try a single coil next, and I'll get back to you guys. I'll do a video on the other one that I never talked about, the Jug V2, when I do the update on this. I've waffled on enough about it. It's I think it's safe to say that I rate it quite highly. Look, I don't know if we're going to go numbers, does it beat the Trilogy? I think that's the main thing. I don't know if I'd quite give it a 9. I think it's maybe 8.5. But I don't know if it beats the Trilogy. 28s versus 30s. Look, maybe we're in a different wheelhouse. For me personally, the question is it gonna beat the Juggernaut V2? And I think simply based on appearance and top versus bottom, top being very leak proof, I'm still gonna say that I'd prefer the Jug V2. But vaping on this for all of 5 minutes. 6-7 minutes, and I've almost smashed through a whole tank of bubble butt, and it tastes just as good, if not better, than the Trilogy. The airflow is definitely smoother, but I think I don't know. You're really, I think it'll come down to aesthetics. I think it's a smoother airflow. I think they've done a better job. Yeah, look, we're not here to talk about those other ones. QP have basically just done another amazing RTA. If you've owned any of their RTAs, you know that they really deliver on quality, and they've done another one here. Now, I don't know where to find this. Right at the time this video goes out, you might be able to find them everywhere. People might be selling them second hand. A few shops might have them. At the time that I bought this, Everest here in Australia was the only place that had it, especially in black, and they claim to be limited. How limited, I'm not sure. Like I said, mine's number 1726 or 62. Like, that's, if it's 2500 or under, yeah, maybe call it limited. But it's not that limited. So basically, if you've heard any of the Facebook lives or anything that I've said about the Juggernaut V2, it's my daily banger. It's my favorite RTA. If you're someone that just prefers bottom airflow, then I would suggest this one, if you can get your hands on it. That's about it. It's the Fatality meets the Juggernaut, I guess, all in one. It's better than the Fatality, though. Way better than the Fatality. And yeah, like I said, not quite a 9. We'll give her an 8.5, I'd say. She's rearing up. Oh, we'll go 8.5. I'm happy with 8.5. QP banging out another one. Fucking beautiful. I remembered to do this review. I know it's been a really, really long time. I know that right now the camera and the quality of the lighting and shit, everything I'm doing right now in this closing portion, it looks fucking terrible. And I apologise to those that are watching, but it's the best I can fucking do. And be grateful that I even put out a video, because apparently I forgot to do one on the Jug. Anyway, guys, that was me take on the Violator. Hopefully some more stores are stocking it by now, and everyone else can get their hands on it and give it a go. She'll really give all the other 28s and 30s on the market a real fucking run for their money, because I tell you what, I'm probably going to opt to use this over the Trilogy. And yeah, I'll stick with the jug just because it's top, you know. A new series, guys. You'll eat this up. You'll eat this up. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Remember, keep on vaping, keep on preaching.